Ythes o hwy o Mirasorth, Canol Cerno. Hey, welcome to this week's Cornwall channel, our first broadcast for 2014. Happy New Year. I hope every one of you had some good time off and had a fantastic Christmas and New Year. Before I tell you what's coming up in the show, I just have to show you a clip of Tank Sherman, a very, very funny West Country comedian who is performing at the Seahorse Pentuan this Friday the 17th. Take a look at this.
Come on, listen, we have got a fantastic place to live in, and this must be the best place in the world to live in because everyone is sneaking here to live here, aren't they? They are. Think of it this way, and we don't teach your kids this enough, right? Many years ago, we were an empire, and we were ruled by an emperor. And then we were a kingdom, ruled by a king. Check your history books, and it'll tell you. And now, we're just a country. Huh. Gone too bloody fast now. I've got... I do charity work. I've got to tell you this because I think I've already upset one or two, and I don't care. I don't care, right? Because it's good to laugh, isn't it? It's good to laugh. I do charity work. What am I doing at the moment? I'll tell you what I'm doing at the moment because you'd love to know, wouldn't you? I'm selling scratch cards for the Eczema Society. And I do 2 nights a week, right, on the switchboard, 2 nights a week on the switchboard for the Samaritans. Mind you, last Monday, I tried to ring in sick and they talked me out of it. And I run the London Marathon. I run the London Marathon this year for charity, ladies and gentlemen. 17 hours, 23 minutes, 9 seconds, all right? And what I did last year, I was watching it, and I thought anybody can do that because it's not very fast, is it? Gentle pace. And I only trained for 2 weeks. And when I went across the finish line, I've got to tell you this, right? I collapsed with terrible pains in my chest. And this is seriously true. I go to Harefield Hospital in London. In 3 days' time, I'm having a pacemaker fitted. Yeah. Tiny little Kenyan bloke, and he's going to run with me like that. I never thought you'd get that one. We're doing all right now, aren't we, yeah? It's... Have a laugh. Ladies, have a laugh. Ring up QVC, the shopping channel. When the woman says, can I help you? Say, no, just looking. Do it. Go on. Men, go into Asda, put your willy on the conveyor belt and say, roll that back, will you? Go on, just do it. Just do it. You what? I shouldn't have said conveyor belt. Well, I've said it now, all right?
So if you fancy having a laugh to start off 2014, get down to the Seahorse in Pentuan this Friday the 17th. It's free entry, and I'm going to be there for sure. Okay, coming up, before Christmas, I went along to the Snorstal Rugby Club to see the great work that Nick Matthews and his team are doing for disabled football in Cornwall. We're really excited that Chloe Lyne joins the Cornwall Channel team this week with her first broadcast about the Cider Festival, which is coming up later this year. If you like the sound of a good brass band, then you're in for a treat as we play out Trelawney, performed by Camborne Town Band, Alistair Taylor and the Roast Singers. Then, for something completely different, tonight we bring a 25-minute special of the views of the public and business leaders in the decision of the Coit Farm development in St Austell, which gets a decision made this Thursday at Cornwall Council. To finish the whole programme off, we have music from Gareth Lee and Annie Bayliss with Ups and Downs. Enjoy the show, and as ever, get in touch with us if you have any ideas of things to put on this dedicated TV space for Cornwall. See you next week.
Myself and 7 other students from Church College have come here to supervise the disability football event here at Snorstal Rugby Club.
Peter, why are you here today?
To play football competition, to try and beat the others.
And how are you getting on?
We're getting on fine. We're doing well.
And what's your thoughts about the whole day? How important is this?
It's important for us. It's really important for us.
We've got a competition for disabled guys who are coming here to play a football tournament today. We've got teams from all over Cornwall, so we've got teams from Penzance, Bodmin, Liscards and Alstall, and Mevagizzy, so it's really exciting for the guys to be here today. We done one last year and we've learned a few things, which is fantastic. We've obviously learned stuff, so we've put what we've learned into this competition, and hopefully this will be a really good success today.
I'm currently doing a sport diploma in coaching, fitness and development, and this today is part of our HSLA course, which is a high level of coaching, which would help with universities and good for CVs as well. Obviously there's links they can go through, Warren Parker being one of them. Obviously the centres as well do quite a bit of football, likes of your main sort of centres, Blantyre, John Daniels from Penzance, Morley Tamlin at Liscar, just to name a few. But there are plenty of centres who are involved, and there's, as I say, there's an FA League which is expanding all the time for disability people in Cornwall, which has got maybe 6 or 7 teams in it at the moment, and as I say, we're trying to get one from St Austell at the moment, and hopefully expand that as well. Yeah, the idea maybe in a few years' time would be for them to be like an actual league, maybe 10 or 12 teams in the league. That would be fantastic to see.
And do you think there's any potential David Beckhams or anyone like that down there?
There are quite a few down there, yeah. A few of the good shots and good teamwork involved, so they're all doing well down there.
Let's come on, let's play football!
Hi, I'm Fern Britton and I'm very happy to be here in Foy at the Du Maurier Festival and to be on the Cornwall channel.
My name's Ben Hall and I am director of the Little Apple Cider Music Festival.
And I'm Ian Whittaker and I'm also a director of the Little Apple Cider Festival.
About last year I think, where we sort of came up with the idea for something a bit different. We just thought Cornwall is supposedly sort of famous for cider. I think we just thought it's about time we put on a cider festival, something a bit fun and different for the county. So yeah, we sort of approached Healy Cider Farm with the idea of it, thinking that'd be a good location and a good venue, and they were really up for it, so yeah, that's how it sort of came about really.
Hosted at Cornwall's very own Healy Cider Farm, the Little Apple Cider and Music Festival was back for 2014, following an amazing response from the first festival last year.
Almost everybody without exception had a great time. Families, young people, people camped and people came for the day. So we ticked all the boxes really, I think, with the first year.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. A lot of good bands and just a lot of families, good activities, tractor rides and just yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Fun for everyone.
It was.
Drinking cider and listening to live music are not the only things to do. Festival goers get to explore the cider farm, enjoy many different activities and eat delicious local food.
You can look around the cider farm, because obviously Healy's Cider Farm is the actual working cider farm, and that's where they produce Rattler, the Cornish Rattler. They've got sort of animals and that sort of thing at the farm. I think this year it was sort of a toe in the water to see what we could achieve there. Plans for next year are going to be much bigger and better, more things to do for the kids and families, circus workshops and craft market and that sort of thing. So just expanding on the idea really to give people more activities and more interest when they're there.
A lot of local businesses get involved with that, so we had Cafe Irie there doing all sorts of delicious grub, and we also had Nomad Bars and Events came along and they were serving pulled pork, and I think next year we're going to expand on it a lot and have hog roasts and yeah, lots of really good food offerings.
The Little Apple Cider Music Festival hosts 3 days of talented bands and musicians, covering many genres from acoustic rock, funk and hip-hop to Irish folk music.
We sort of came up with the concept of having a lot of different tents with different things going on. We were kind of doing 100 acts over the course of the weekend, so it was a lot to get through. And last year we had 3 tents. We had Granny Smith's Dance Emporium, which is like a little tent, really good fun, which we're thinking of doing as a silent disco next year, which should be really good. So a lot of fun DJs and that kind of thing. And then we've got a Golden Delicious acoustic tent, and that's a lot of local folk and acoustic musicians, and also like some international people as well. And the main top as well is called the Big Little Apple Top, and that's where all our headliners go, and the big kind of upbeat bands where everyone gets their jig on.
It's in the name of the festival, so expect a lot of cider from all across the country.
You know, we nearly nailed the 100. I don't think we got quite there, but you know, certainly next year, you know, if that's going to be our little logo, you know, 100 acts versus 100 ciders, then we've definitely got to have 100 ciders there again next year. So some great different ciders that came from all over the country. Yeah. So, you know, and not just the southwest, but you know, from Lincoln and all sorts of different places we source the ciders from. So yeah.
Yeah, Healy's cider farm, I think they've got about 25 different varieties of cider. You know, they've got cider whiskies and brandies and the scrumpies and wines and mead and all sorts of stuff. So Healy's alone had a lot of ciders, and obviously Rattler was the main cider on the bar because it's probably Cornwall's favourite drink. But yeah, we also sort of sourced a lot of other little weird and wonderful ones from different like farms in the southwest.
So if you like cider, music and all things Cornish, save the date and book online. Simply go to www.cornwallciderfestival.co.uk.
It's the 12th, 13th and 14th of September, so it runs over 3 days, and yeah, it's camping. And you can come and go for the whole duration of the festival. You can either buy just a weekend ticket, which at the moment is £12 for the whole weekend, or the camping is £25 per person, so that's whether you want to come in a camper van or a caravan or a tent, and yeah, just staying, sort of get involved for the whole weekend.
Come forth, ye cowards, O, his men as good as first cruise departs 22nd of April for 10 days cruising south to the sun, calling at Vigo, Cadiz, Gibraltar and Oporto from £899 per person. On the 1st of May, there's an 11-day cruise to the beautiful Norwegian fjords. Prices start at £949 per person. Or for some summer sun, we have a 13-day cruise departing on the 11th of August, calling at Madeira and the Canary Islands from £999 per person. We also have a Gardens and History cruise departing Falmouth 23rd of August, visiting northern Spain, France and St Mary's from £890 per person. Call 0800 652 3452 now, or call into any Newell's travel branch for more details.
Looking for a home maintenance company you can trust? Ocean now provides a whole range of expert maintenance services, from heating, electrics and plumbing, to refurbishment and roofing. And thanks to our 24-hour emergency call-out service, you're always covered. Ocean, we do more than you think. To find out more, call St Austell 874488 today, or visit www.morethanyouthink.co.uk.
The Best Western Restormal Lodge Hotel, Lostwithiel, Cornwall, is an AA 3-star hotel with 36 rooms. Being only 10 minutes from the Eden project, our contemporary hotel in Lostwithiel offers free Wi-Fi, an outdoor heated pool and free parking. With an on-site restaurant and bar, we have all you need for a relaxing break. All of our bright, airy rooms are an ensuite with flat-screen TVs, hairdryers and tea, coffee making facilities. Our conservatory restaurants have seasonal menus offering Cornish produce, while the lounge bar provides local ales and a well-stocked wine cellar. For your next visit to Cornwall, please check out our availability online or call us on 01208 872 223.
BK Coatings was established in 1990 and specialise in all types of decorating and industrial coatings. We're located in St Austell but cover the whole of Cornwall and West Devon. We can provide quotation for a single room to complete internal and external, commercial and domestic, using our fully trained team. We are also experts in industrial coatings to include shot blasting, steelwork painting, roof linings and concrete repairs. Contact us now for your free, no obligation quote.
Welcome back to the Cornwall channel, me hearties.
Something a little different now here on the Cornwall channel, something that we've not really done before, and that is to give airtime to the views of the public and businesses to the proposed out-of-town development in St Austell, which will be decided upon this Thursday at Cornwall Council level. The proposed Coit Farm development has separated views of locals, and tonight, ahead of the planning application decision on Thursday, I've been interviewing people to ask their opinions on why they support or object the development. Joining me now via Skype is Kevin Oliver from the Cornwall Business Forum. Kevin, thank you for joining us.
Hi Shane, it's good to be here.
Just as a quick update, how many members do you have in Cornwall now?
We have over 7,000 members in Cornwall and a couple of hundred from across the Tamar as well who trade in the county.
And what have those members had to say about the Coit Farm proposals?
Well, unsurprisingly, Coit Farm has brought forward some very strong emotional responses from members whose livelihoods will be seriously affected should the proposal be passed. We've had hardly any comment in support, but that has to be expected from the local business community. I have to say, though, that the bulk of comments are from members who are realistic enough to recognise that unless they can provide a better customer-focused experience, the likes of Coit will eventually become an inevitability. Businesses realise that they need to evolve and quickly to meet the public's expectations. In St Austell, there is a really positive desire to improve. Some great ideas and plans have been put forward by some of our members, the Town Chamber and St Austell Bid, to make things happen there. But those plans will not be viable if COIT progresses.
Do you think COIT will progress?
I'm told by some of our members who are experts in the planning arena that the proposal breached numerous planning guidelines and regulations. There have been detailed economic assessments that say that the approval would be disastrous for the local economy. But it's still on the table, so there must be a reason for that. I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question, so I'm not able to predict.
On a personal level, what do you think about the proposal?
From a purely selfish perspective, I enjoy shopping in Cornwall. It provides what is becoming a special experience with small independent retail and artisan shops. This experience without doubt attracts tourism into the county and helps us stand out from the crowd as a holiday destination. I don't want to see a sterilised, characterless retail environment in Cornwall for myself or my children. Having said that, if you look at the statistics, the sustainability of local retailers and indeed developments like COIT will be severely tested by the huge growth in internet and social media sales.
Kevin, thank you for the insight. As always, a very valuable contribution to the show.
You're very welcome.
Throughout the week, I've spoke to several people in the studio for and against. If you haven't had your say as yet, you can do so on the Cornwall Council website. Here is what they had to say. So I'm here now with Tony Goodman. Tony, your thoughts on this?
Well, my thoughts are born mainly out of frustration. After years of watching St Austell be strangled and everyone protest against everything, I decided that I'd take the bull by the horns. So I started the Silent Majority page on Facebook, which I started about 2 months ago. I now have 604 likes on it. Every post goes over the 1,000 mark. I've had about 10,000 visits in the past month. And the overwhelming consensus is that St Austell needs COIT Farm. It needs it now, and we have suffered for long enough. And to all the people who say it will kill the town centre, it won't. Because virtually everybody on my page doesn't go to the town centre. They go straight to Truro or they go straight to Plymouth. And they have all said that if COIT Farm is built, they will then use the town centre because they won't need to go to Truro or Plymouth. But there are a small minority of people within the town who have mainly self-interest, and it's them who are driving the Together St Austell and also the Stop COIT Farm campaign. And should they succeed, they will send the town back into the 20th century for at least a lifetime, and we will all suffer as a result. So that's why I am for it, and that is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
So imagine then it doesn't happen. What then?
Well, the Mercy and the developers will inevitably appeal. And should that appeal be unsuccessful, then they will then resubmit plans. This could take anywhere up to 4 years. And in that time, nobody's going to invest in St Austell because that will be hanging over St Austell. So we've got 4 years of no development to look forward to. And then should they then, after 4 years, still be unsuccessful and someone else comes along, we're another 4 years. That's 8 years. We'll be 50 by then. Well, no, not quite. Close to it.
What about the people that watch this and, you know, they don't attend meetings or things like that, they don't have their say, but they'll be quick enough to moan, whatever the conclusion? What would you say to those people watching?
Well, Shane, that's why I started this in the first place, because the reason that nothing gets done in St Austell is through apathy. People just sit there and go, oh, I really wanted to do that, but most of the people, you know, let's go for the affluent working to middle class who work 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, most of us, and don't have time to attend all these meetings. However, the small minority that protest do. If you want, we'll leave the studio and I'll take you 2 miles down the road to Carlisle Bay, and you can see what happens when a small minority of people protest. 10 years later, after Quasar's shut, and what's gone on there? Nothing. We lost Quasar's, we got nothing instead, and we've had nothing since. And all because a small minority of people got off their asses and did something. So it's now time for all the people that do want things to do the same, which they have done. from my page alone and from the Cornwall Council planning site, the amount of support has gone through the roof in the past 2 months. And the overwhelming verdict is that it's round about 71% in favour. That's from all the surveys, all the doorstepping, my site, and also the Cornwall Council planning site. So we got 71% in favour. That's a majority. That's a far bigger majority than the government ever got. And they're in power. So we live in a democracy. The majority should rule. So hopefully the Strategic Planning Committee will see it that way, and we will get the right result on Thursday.
Okay, I'm joined now with Jenny Trinelli. Jenny, your thoughts on Coit Farm and why it should go ahead for you?
Right, well, I'm a St Austell girl, born and bred, brought my children up here, my grandchildren have been brought up here in St Austell, and we basically need Coit Farm. We need Coit Farm. We were let down terribly, and I don't care what anybody says, with the town centre as it is at the moment. We had a chance a few years ago to bring St Austell into the forefront and allow people to come here and do their shopping, and we cocked it up basically, and now's the chance to grab this opportunity because they're not going to come along all the time, and to grab it with both hands and say, yes, please invest in the area of St Austell, please come down here and give us Coit Farm, give us the consumers what we need and what we want.
Now, you was a town councillor at some stage, you're not anymore. What's the reasons for that?
I was a Restormel Borough councillor several years ago, and to be honest, sitting on that side of it, I saw things that it's very, very difficult. You fight your corner and you fight for your electorate, and then somebody up country turns it on its head and goes against whatever you're fighting for. So I found it so frustrating to think that we were making decisions, and we were making the right decisions for the people that we were elected to support, and but they were being overturned by people up in Bristol, people up further up the line, who really, they weren't living our lives, they weren't appreciative of what was going on down here, and they were overturning decisions that were basically made on common sense and what the people wanted, and I just got so disillusioned with it, disillusioned with it. I mean, even when we were discussing the town centre, it was decided that it was the overall opinion that we would have an undercover unit, we would have suitable square footage that would actually attract the big retailers in, and then there was the people saying, oh no, if they want to come to us, they will have what we can give them. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. We are at the beck and the call of the retailers such as Primark and Marks and Spencer's. They actually dictate to us what they want because they can go anywhere. They can go anywhere they want. But no, we said, no, we're going to give you this square footage. If you can't go into that square footage, then you'll have to go somewhere else. But it really doesn't work like that, Shane.
So what about then, because obviously Cornwall Channel, we've got to kind of be balanced, and that's why we're keeping it fair to hear people's points of view. But what about the kind of thing that they're saying that all these businesses will leave the town centre if this goes ahead? And is...
Well, I'm sorry, I mean, I'm talking from a consumer point of view, obviously, and from a mum as a grandmother point of view. I would say to them, it's up to them to up their game. And if there's competition going in, to bring it on and say, right, we're in competition with you, so we will up our game and we will match you. I will shop where the best places to shop are. All right. So if you can offer me something in the town centre still that I will be attracted to go in, I will shop there. If Coit Farm offers me something up there, I will go there. It's up to. I'm sorry, I'm not a businesswoman. This is what I'm talking from the heart, and I'm talking from a woman who shops. And you give me a good reason to shop in your shop, I will shop there. If you know what I mean. And at the moment, I'm sorry, but St Austell's not doing it for me. And I'm a St Austell girl through and through. I love St Austell. I will never leave here. But if you're not offering me what I want, I will go to Truro and I will go to Plymouth. But I don't want to. I want to spend my money here in St Austell.
So if Coit Farm goes ahead, you think you'll still visit the town?
If it gives me what I want, yeah. But at the moment, it's questionable whether it's actually giving me what I want. But I honestly think they're saying that they're struggling now. If they're struggling now, that's because of people are going to Truro, people are going to Plymouth now. It's their choice now to up their game to bring us into St Austell now, and they're not doing it. So that to me isn't my problem. And I know that sounds terrible, but I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Charlie, Philip, Sam, Rachel, my grandchildren, and we are spending our money at the moment, Shane, in Truro and in Plymouth. You know, there's a few shops in St Austell, absolutely fantastic. But it's depressing when you go in there. There's a retail unit still in St Austell that's been empty, at least one, I know there's more than that, it's been empty since the shop place was built. The town centre was built. Now, it's a joke. It's gone beyond a joke, and we are suffering for it. So if you want to stay in your business in town, that's fine. Up your game and handle the competition if and when it comes.
Jenny, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm joined now with Derek Collins. Derek Collins is currently the Deputy Mayor of St Austell. You're also a Town Councillor. Derek, your thoughts on Coit Farm and why you're actually for it, in support for it?
Originally, Shane, I was the Chair of Planning at the time, and the year before last, the 11th of December, we voted dead against it. The 16th of December last year, it was by one vote. I wasn't allowed to vote on that one, but we won't get into that. Information has changed, things have changed, and public opinion has come to the fore. And as a town councillor, we're there to represent the people without doing a political broadcast.
Sure. Yeah.
If you're not going to represent the people, why are you there? And I think the numbers have come out in favour of Coit Farm. I think it's a golden opportunity. If we don't take this one, we won't have another. It will crucify St Austell.
And there seems to be, the ones that are against, that they're saying, obviously, it's going to take away customers, people going into town. What's your thoughts on that?
A lot of people are going, as we know, to Truro and Plymouth at the moment. The money that's lost is astronomical. It goes into the millions. Yes, there will be a loss of jobs. Yes, it's gone from over 1,000 jobs at Coit Farm to 724, I believe it is now. But you'll have a Sainsbury's, you'll have a Marks and Spencer's. They've already signed this. I don't know of any other development where big names like that have already signed before a sod has been turned. It's a magical opportunity for St Austell. If we don't have it, other towns and cities will welcome it with open arms. I can tell you that now.
And you think, the Sainsbury's, the Marks and Spencer's will pull the people in?
I think so. And if we've got a connecting bus service, I can't see how we can lose out. I have spent years and thousands of hours on this. I have read every pamphlet on it, especially when I was the Chair of Planning. And what the against are saying just doesn't add up to me. I have to go with my gut feeling and with the numbers of people that are for now, that have come forward. I think it could be it got to be a golden opportunity for St Austell.
Go Jute is a company with Cornish roots but with a global reach with offices in Holland, USA, Australia and India. Specialising in premium quality jute and cotton bags for the individual customer and the corporate blue chip companies. Following the success of Go Jute, our sister company southwesterlywindbreaks.com is the first company in the world to offer an organic cotton windbreak printed with your corporate imagery as well as a stock range of designer windbreaks. Go Jute prides itself on its friendly and innovative approach. To view our full range of products with the in-house screen printing and embroidery, as well as other promotional products, please visit us online at gojute.co.uk.
Church End Veterinary Centre has been providing care for pets, horses and farm animals in St Austell and the surrounding area for over 100 years. We are now a 15-strong team of veterinary surgeons, nurses and support staff committed to providing the best possible care for your animals, including a 24-hour emergency service using vets from our practice. Please visit us online, churchendvets.co.uk, or call St Austell 72095.
Kingsley Village, so easy to get to with plenty of free parking. Come and browse all we have to offer under one roof. Why not feast your eyes over our delicious array of Cornish produce from our extensive food hall through to our cafe and Cornish crafts. Come and see why Kingsley Village is Cornwall's #1 choice for a Sunday carvery, served from 11:30 a.m. You will not be able to resist our mouth-watering selection of meats and vegetables. Kingsley Village at Fradden, the unique shopping venue in the centre of Cornwall. Just imagine stepping into your very own warm, bubbling oasis after a long day to soothe away those aches, pains and stresses of everyday life. Cornish Hot Tubs have over 100 spas to choose from and have an experienced sales and service team to make your dream a reality. Let Cornish Hot Tubs help you relax, unwind and enjoy life with a little luxury in your back garden.
Welcome back to the Cornwall channel, me hearties.
Okay, I'm joined now with Graham Walker. Graham, if you can just tell me why you're against Coit Farm. Can you just tell me why?
Lots of reasons, Shane. I mean, if you ask me up front, if you say to me, would you like Sainsbury's and Marks and Spencer's in St Austell, I would say yes, like most of the people would do.
Yeah.
But I think there are probably three core reasons why I object to it. The first one is where it is. It's outside of the town. It's about a mile from the town centre. It's an out-of-town development, and of course, what that means is it will have an impact on the town. And we'll talk about that later on, if you like. It's on a greenfield site. You know, clearly it's farmland, and I think that ought to be preserved. And most significantly, you know, obviously I'm a member of St Austell Town Council, although this is my personal view. Most significantly, the majority of the public in St Austell are opposed to it, not just St Austell, but everywhere else as well. If you go through them, the St Austell Town Council have voted twice to oppose Coit Farm. St Ewan Parish Council and Pensioen Parish Council as well have also voted. The Chamber of Commerce, the bids in St Austell, the Cornwall Business Forum, they're all opposed. There's a petition of more than 3,000 people who've signed to say, you know, yes, please, developers, we would like these people, but not here. And on the other side, there are probably about 800 people who are in favour. And I find, because I've knocked on doors and asked people about this, and I did it for several months, I find if you take the time to explain to people, yes, this is a good thing, but not here, can we have something else? They tend to say, oh yes, and listen. The big thing, without any doubt, the thing which I think will determine it when it's heard next week at Cornwall Council is the economic impact on the town centre.
And what is that?
Well, you have to rely... Well, there are two things, I think. There's the economic impact, and then there's the bigger picture, which is the social impact on St Austell. Because as you know, St Austell, the heart of St Austell, has been the heart of our community, not just St Austell, but all around us for hundreds of years. You know, when you come into St Austell, there's a big sign, isn't there? It says, "Welcome to St Austell, historic market town." And it's been that way for a long time, and I would like to continue. And if you think of all the good things that happened in St Austell recent years, you know, an increase in trade, yes, some difficulties, we know that, but you know, look, socially, you think of the fantastic carnival, which I know you cover.
Yeah,
Carnival's
absolutely,
been fantastic. The Olympic torch relay, the spring fair, a dozen other events, you know, the Armed Services Day, all those things are really important on a daily basis, and they will suffer because economically St Austell would suffer. There have been 3 reports. One by the developer, which says there'll be a 7% impact on trade in St Austell. A second one by the owners of Whiteford Place, Landai, and their figure is much higher. They're saying 25, 27%. And the most significant one is the one by the council itself. Now, these are consultants, but in their case, they don't stand to gain, so they tend to tell the truth. And they say that there'll be a 27 to 30% impact on trade in the town centre. And you can imagine if you took a 27% cut in your turnover, and you put that together, and if you speak to the people in the town, 1,400 people work there, 180 businesses, more than half of them say they could not survive for a year on a 10% reduction in trade. So what it would mean is an awful lot of businesses go out of business, and Austell, like many other places in the country, would end up with boarded up shops and quite frankly, derelict. That's my difficulty. If you puncture the sort of economic heart of the town, you also damage the social and the cultural part of the town, which is fundamental for so many of us who live here. Then there's the argument about jobs. I
was going to mention jobs.
Yeah, well, mention jobs. But when they first came along, Mercian, who are the developers behind this project, they told us there are going to be 1,300 jobs in as part of this development. And of course, don't forget, it's bigger than the town. It's a big, big development. They since revised that to 633, and now they're saying a significant number of jobs. So actually, that figure you can take with a pinch of salt. And we also know there'll be a significant loss of jobs in the town as a result. We know that because the Chamber of Commerce and all the professionals tell us the same thing. So actually, the net increase in jobs, I think, will be very few. And there's a difference also in the quality because so many of the town centre businesses are small businesses, so family-run businesses have been for many, many years, who employ people, families to keep families going. And I think it's really important that we support those people. So the economic thing for me is a key part, you know, and that's, you can't divorce that from the social aspect of it as well.
I'm going to have to interrupt because obviously we're very short on time on this broadcast. It's just important to get a balance view, see what people are saying and getting that across. And in fact, we could open this to a 2-hour kind of special. But I just want to kind of close really. I'm asking both sides, you know, people before I say, you know, what's your thoughts on people that would be affected by job losses and things like going out of business? What's your kind of thoughts on people that kind of argue the fact that says, well, St Austell's kind of suffering already. There's people struggling. There's people apparently sleeping in shops. I don't know this. I'm just delivering the news. But, you know, so people that say, well, St Austell's finished anyway. You know, a lot of people say that, you know. So what do you say to that?
We know that right across the country, retailers have struggled for some time. We've had the biggest recession in 100 years. You couldn't have picked a worse time to open whatever place historically. You simply couldn't. And we know that things were difficult, but they have got better. They have improved. There's been a 15% increase in footfall in St Austell. There are new shops all over the place, significant private sector investment, £25 billion by the owners of whatever place, and much, much more. And things are, no doubt about it, they are getting better. Add to that internet shopping, people like me who, you know, not particularly a shopper, add to that, and it is difficult. But the issue then becomes, well, what happens if you don't do this? And I think if you don't do this, that would see a significant improvement in the town. And let's be frank, as taxpayers, we spent £75 million to build right of a place. Do we want to close it down? Because if Coit Farm gets permission, you know, they'll have to ask some very difficult questions, Orlando. Will they stay or will they go? Yeah. So, you know, in the end, it's about that economic prosperity. And of course, there are alternatives. Please bring these guys to St Austell, but just not there.
Well, I think that kind of rounds it up for me. I mean, this is one of those things that we're trying to get the viewers to hear people, see the people that are passionate from both sides. But if you was just to sum up in, you know, kind of 30 seconds to anyone that sat at home watching this, and we do get thousands of viewers, not only local ones, but people that care about Cornwall, and they're trying to make that decision to say something on the Cornwall Council website, for example. What would you want to say to those people from your personal views? Just summing up what you've said.
30 seconds? I would say to people that if Marks and Spencer's and Sainsbury's wish to come to St Austell, then we need to find a way for them to do so. But we need to find a way that does not damage the local community and local businesses in St Austell already.
OK, I'm joined in the studio now with John Neller. John, just tell us who you're representing.
Well, Shane, I'm involved in a number of organisations in St Austell Town Centre. The Historic Market House, the St Austell Beard, the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also here today representing a group called Together St Austell, because we believe we have a better alternative plan to the Coit Farm proposal.
Right, let's talk about it. Get this off your chest.
Yep.
Anything you can tell our viewers they're considering. They don't know which way to go.
OK. Right, well, if I can start with, basically, Coit Farm is a massive out-of-town shopping centre. It's going to be situated on top of a hill, a greenfield site at St Ewan. It's actually not even in the parish of St Austell. It's on the western approach to our town. So as you drive down the St Ewan dip, the vista you currently have is of the lovely church and some green fields, and this is going to change that forever. Our planning policy states that town centres should come first regarding development, and the negative impact that we believe Coit Farm, as have the various advisors to Cornwall Council, the impact is going to be dramatic, taking spend and losing jobs from the town centre. So one of the issues I have is that whilst the developers are claiming it's going to create jobs, I'm really, really concerned that actually it's just going to relocate jobs from the town centre to Coit Farm.
Okay.
I think our local MP has summed it up quite well. He said, this proposal is like playing Russian roulette with St Austell. That kind of sums up the importance. I understand that there are people who are very much for it because they want to see an improved retail offering. You know, we've got Marks and Spencer's, Sainsbury's, River Island, people like that who are very attractive to the population of St Austell and beyond. But we believe we can find a better way using more brownfield sites to attract those people. But Shane, it's not just about St Austell. St Mewan is currently a green haven with that lovely church, a historic listed monument, which is going to, the council's advisors even have said that this development will dramatically affect the vista of that area. There's a huge majority of people in St Mewan, Truan, Sticker, Polguth, who are really opposed to the scheme because they're very, very concerned about traffic. Clearly, the developers are saying this is going to attract a lot of people, which it will, but that brings cars. The A390 at times now, especially in the summer, is at capacity. And the A3058 through Truan, which is a village, is going to get a lot of traffic, and people are really worried about that. I think also on that western side of St Austell, people are worried that there's going to be a lot of concrete, a lot of buildings, and potentially increased water runoff, which residents in Polguth and down the Pentuan Valley are really concerned about flooding. So there are still a lot of issues that we believe this development brings. We believe there is a better way forward, and I would urge all your viewers to look at Together St Austell, our website, which we believe we can deliver an expanded retail offering for St Austell, but in and around the town. Coit Farm is out of town. It doesn't even touch the urban footprint of St Austell, whereas we believe there are sites in and around the town where we can bring an increased retail offering and indeed even be a bit entrepreneurial with what I would consider to be a strategic, cohesive plan of, for instance, moving the council offices into St Austell town centre. That would bring 220 people into the town centre every day who they would nip out, buy a sandwich or a coffee or have a meal, and then we could begin to kickstart the leisure offering of the town centre, and that would also increase the footfall and then attract improved retail offerings. The Old Vicarage Place, hot off the press, Old Vicarage Place is a big site, as you know, in St Austell, which has lain dormant for some time. Last week, it was bought by an investment company who have signed up to our vision for the town centre and joined the Together St Austell group and are looking to develop that. And that is a big site, which is brownfield and could accommodate a major retailer on one site, actually, in the town centre. So we believe it's a strategic, coherent plan with stakeholders in the town signed up to it, not upcountry developers or financiers. We have to recognise that retail is changing. Internet shopping before Christmas, you know, it increased by 30%. So we need to concentrate our retail offering in the very heart of the town centre. We need to turn peripheral retail probably back to residential. If we can bring council services and other services into the centre and build a community hub, that's a very strategic way forward. And using the brownfield sites is key for me because we cannot keep concreting over our beautiful green county when there are alternate sites available which can be brought back into use.
So you're saying then basically to our viewers that Coit Farm is not the be-all and end-all then, I guess?
No, I'm with many of the people who want to see the increased retail offering. I'm with that, and I totally understand it. But I don't think the position or the scale is appropriate for St Austell. And there are better ways of delivering that with a plan that's led by and for St Austell, not a plan that is led by upcountry developers and financiers. We need to be plan-led, not developer-led. And that is a challenge that I think Cornwall has as a whole, because the council need to adopt their local plan in order to make sure that all development, residential indeed, as well as retail and industrial, is being plan-led, not developer-led.
So what is the best decision for the outcome on Thursday? Have your say on the Cornwall Council website or via our playback of this show on our website, cornwallchannel.co.uk. If you want to get in touch with us to get across your views about anything affecting where you live in Cornwall, we would love to hear from you.
Today I call a bad day. As many of these I find. I'm tired and I'm worn down from the things that I hide. I guess you saw right through me. Tell me what gave it away. The distant look inside my eyes, or the lines on my face. Well, these ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the ups and downs. These ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the years that I lost. Well, hold me and tell me you love me. Hold me until my worries all fade. Hold me like a mother's arms until the pain fades away. Well, these ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the ups and downs. These ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the years that I lost. One thing's for certain, I'm sure. This is a fight that I'm losing. And sometimes your luck just runs out. Well, sometimes well, sometimes well, these ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the ups and downs. Well, these ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the ups and downs. These ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the ups and downs. Well, these ups and downs, well, these ups and downs. Well, I'm learning to cope with the years that I lost.
Hello, I'm Theo Paphitis, and you are watching the Cornwall channel.
I love St Austell Bay because I just love being on the sea. It's one of the best places I can be. Love coming down Rowan, just getting out, getting the wind in your hair.
Gig rowing is a sport that is based on the history of the boat. The traditional home is here in Cornwall. It's a truly Cornish sport, and it's a sport for all.
I would choose St Austell Bay because it's an enriching experience. You have the mixture of so many different things, from the footpaths to the great gardens to great food. Eden has the biggest collection of plants that are essential for the human condition anywhere in the world, by miles. I mean, it is on a scale unparalleled.
St Austell Bay is synonymous with English china clay, and the industrial landscape is all around. Here at Wheel Martin you can see that rich china clay heritage.
I bid you good day.
And you can also get onto the clay trails by foot or by bike, where you can see the fantastic views over the working pits as well as St Austell Bay.
St Austell Brewery we're really lucky because we're set right in the heart of St Austell, the biggest town in Cornwall. We've been here since 1851, and it is very integral to the whole community. You get a lot of people come through who love brewing and want to find out more about their favourite beers. Then you get other people who are more interested in the social history, the families who've helped build the brewery into what it is today.
Everybody I've ever invited to come and stay wants to come back and back and back.
Thank you for watching this week's Cornwall channel. We would love to hear from you, your thoughts and ideas for future Cornish programmes. This dedicated weekly channel for Cornwall on Sky and Freesat aims to deliver information and local programmes. If you have any news you think we should cover, then please get in touch using our website at cornwallchannel.co.uk or via our Facebook and Twitter pages. See you next week.